Let me ask you a question. What do you do when you don't know what to do? When you're sitting in front of a blank sketchbook and you have absolutely no idea what to draw, or you have a design idea but you don't know where it's going. Do you immediately look for inspiration? Do you go to Pinterest? Do you look at other designers, what they're doing? Do you start searching for the right answer? Or can you actually sit there in that uncomfortable space of not knowing and trust yourself enough to see what comes next? I believe something very important happens in that space. That's where creativity begins. I believe every aspiring designer needs to develop this self-trust, because if you don't learn to trust yourself creatively, you can spend years learning how to design without ever really becoming a designer. You want to trust your own creative voice. You want to be able to say, I have an idea and I'm willing to follow it. That's the real mission. But there's one problem. The moment you decide to follow your own creative voice, you enter territory that can feel very uncomfortable. The unknown. It takes courage and a certain kind of nakedness to reach beyond the comfort zone. True creativity is outside the comfort zone. Sometimes creativity begins with, I wonder what would happen if, or I have no idea what's next, and you don't know the answer. That's the point. See, you have to be willing to go there. You discover where you're going by moving. After spending years in designing and working in the industry, teaching and mentoring aspiring designers, I've come to understand something about creativity. You don't always create your best ideas by sitting down and trying to have a brilliant idea. Sometimes you create something ordinary and then you respond to it. And that response creates another idea. And then that idea creates another. And suddenly, you're somewhere you couldn't have planned to be. That's the magic. And that's also why I believe your sketchbook is so important. Your sketchbook is not a place where you have to prove how talented you are. No, it's your laboratory. It's where you experiment. I did a whole class on Sketchbook. I call it the Fashion Diary. It's where you can make something ugly, something strange, something unfinished that doesn't make sense yet. So, how do you actually develop this ability? How do you learn to trust yourself creatively? I want to give you a very simple 3-part process. Step 1, allow yourself not to know. The first step is probably the hardest. Stop demanding an answer from yourself too soon. If you sit down and say, I have to create something amazing today, you've already put so much pressure on yourself. Instead, give yourself permission to explore. Start with anything. It could be a shape, a line, a silhouette. Maybe it's a fabric idea or color, a certain proportion, a photograph, a feeling, or a memory. Yeah. Step 2, follow the idea. Now, let's say you have something. Maybe it's a sleeve, right? You're working on a sleeve and you like the shape. Don't immediately abandon it and go look for something else. Stay with it. This is where I think a lot of people make a mistake. They think they need a completely new idea every time. You don't. Take your first idea and build on it. What can I add to this? What can I change? If it's a sleeve, should I make it longer, shorter, wider, softer, more exaggerated? Then you try the same idea with a different neckline, right? or a different proportion or a different fabric. And suddenly you have 2 ideas, and then 3, and then 4, and so on. You're developing something. You're discovering relationships between ideas. And that is an incredibly important part of fashion design. Step 3, build around what works. This is where the creative process really gets interesting. You begin noticing, I like this. Maybe you don't know why yet. That's okay. Stay with it. Now take that element and ask, what else could live with this? Maybe you take that proportion from one design, that sleeve, and the texture from another, and begin creating a visual language, a collage, if you will. And eventually something happens. You start seeing patterns. You start noticing what you repeatedly choose. And that's when your personal aesthetic begins to emerge. Not because you sat down and one morning you said, today I'm going to find my style. No, but because you experimented enough to discover what naturally attracts you. Your creative voice is often hiding inside the choices you kept making. I don't think most people have a creativity problem. I think they have a self-trust problem. They have an idea and immediately they question it. Is it good? Is it bad? Has somebody else already done this? What will people think of it? Will they like it? Is this fashionable? Is this commercially viable? I mean, yes, these are all important questions, right? But not at the beginning. Because if you criticize an idea before you've allowed it to develop, you may kill something before you ever discover what it could have become. Sometimes you have to let the idea breathe. You have to be willing to say, I don't know if this is good yet, but I'm curious enough to find out. That sentence can change your creative life. The biggest trap is looking outside yourself. And this is where social media can become dangerous for a creative person. Because when you don't trust yourself, you start looking outward for validation. You see other designers and suddenly their work seems better than yours, and you see another collection, you think, that's what fashion is supposed to look like. You see somebody with a huge following, you think, maybe I should create something like that. Study other designers. Yes, absolutely. Look at history, look at contemporary fashion, look at art, architecture, nature, people. Look at everything. Inspiration is all around you. But then close the door and ask yourself, what do I see? Not what should I see? What do I see? Perhaps the most important thing I want you to take away from this video, you might think, I need to trust myself before I can create. No, I don't think that's true. I think it works the other way around, actually. See, you create, then you learn from what you have created. And then you create again. And gradually, you begin to trust yourself. Self-trust isn't something you wait for. It's something you build through evidence. Every time you have an idea and give yourself permission to explore it, you're building evidence. Every time you make a mistake, you learn from it. You're building evidence. Every time you follow your instinct, instead of immediately asking somebody else what they think, you're building evidence. And eventually you begin to say, you know what? I can trust myself. Not because everything you create is brilliant, but because you know you'll figure it out. That's real confidence. The next time you sit down to design, don't ask yourself, what should I create? Instead, start with something and ask, what can I do with this? Stay with it. Go into the unknown. Because you never know what's waiting for you there. You don't have to know the destination. You just have to begin the journey. Okay, try this. Imagine opening your sketchbook without needing an answer. Imagine trusting yourself enough to experiment until eventually you look at your work and you realize, this feels like me. Yeah, this feels right. You're no longer simply learning fashion design, you are becoming a designer. And if you're tired of sitting down to create and wondering what to do, what's next, what should I work on today? This is exactly why I created Become a Fashion Designer. It's designed to give you daily structure and direction. So instead of constantly overthinking your next step, you can spend more time actually designing, experimenting, and building momentum. And if you're ready for deeper education, technical skills, and mentorship, that's what we do inside Fashion Premier Academy. And if you'd like to explore the philosophy behind all of this mind frame, my book is called Design Your Future. Be a future designer. I'll put all the links in below this video. So, in closing, remember, you don't have to know exactly where you're going. You just have to be willing to take your next creative step. Because sometimes the unknown isn't where creativity gets lost, it's where creativity begins. So, don't just learn fashion, design your future. I'll see you in the next one.